You're now listening to a Bobby Johnson beat. Hey, my main bitch and my savage man, bitch. I can get too for. Rather hold me up on each pink. I need to go.
Tune in to Too Much Media.
All right, let's get into it because there's actually quite a few issues that we need to address immediately. First things first, Cardi B's new song, Imaginary Players. Apparently, from what I'm understanding, this is a Jay-Z, like an old Jay-Z song that she remaked and put her own twist on it. And I'm listening to the song and I'm thinking, now Cardi, you know good and damn well your English is not good enough to be rapping like this. What are we talking about right now? Like, literally, I'm laughing so hard it's bringing tears to my eyes because it's like, you aren't supposed to make rap songs. Like, the hardest rap song that Cardi can make is like a Bodak Yellow-esque type of rap song. Like, if it's giving Bodak Yellow, where it's like, it's to pop shit, cool. But if it's a slow beat where it's like, you're supposed to get real lyrical with the bars, you're supposed to really give us like, paint a picture, you know? I don't think painting pictures is a Cardi B style of rap, like a capability of hers. Like, she can't paint a picture in her music. She can only, like, you know, make you turn up. Like, we're supposed to have fun when we listen to your music, Cardi, not struggle to understand English with you. Like, what culture could have done this better? Like, and the thing is, that's the other thing about Cardi, is like, her accent is too strong to be running around town trying to really bar people up. Like, if you're gonna bar somebody up, bar them up in Spanish. Don't try to do it in English because we're just gonna laugh at you. Like, everybody's making fun of her now, and I'm just like, I can't even feel bad for her because it's like, you listen to this yourself. Like, you also listen to this. Why did you think that this was... There's no way you didn't, like, take the song, listen to it in the car or something on your way somewhere, and you was genuinely cruising and like, yeah, I'm really loving my own song. Like, no, you didn't listen to this song and think that. The label gave you bars and they gave you an old Jay-Z beat. Is she signed to Roc Nation? Because if she signed to Roc Nation, Jay-Z, I blame you. You know, all black celebrities these days are signed to Roc Nation. Let's see. Is Cardi B signed to Roc Nation? Cardi B is affiliated with Roc Nation. Okay, they all have to at bare minimum be affiliated. But I guess she's not signed, but I'm sure she, like, you know. Okay, she also recently released a new single, Imaginary Players, with samples Jay-Z's Imaginary Players, and reportedly sought his blessing for the interpolation. Jay-Z, why? So that means Jay-Z had to approve the song being released. Why you didn't listen to the song and tell her it's trash? I don't understand. Jay-Z trying to set Cardi B up or something. I don't know. He might have a new rap artist coming out who's Hispanic or something, and he's trying to set her up, and she's not even clocking it. What's clocking to you that he's not standing on business? Because he should have never let this song come out. This is insanity. And I also, thing is, I don't want to go in on Cardi too much because my problem here isn't with Cardi, but it's just like, it is with Cardi in a way, because it's like, Cardi, when are you gonna make like Hispanic fusion music? Like, I don't understand when Cardi B is gonna get the memo that forget all this trap music, forget hip hop, forget like all the stuff that you be doing, forget New York drill. You yourself said in the song, I'm the trap Selena, tanga my gasolina. That's what you need to do. Why are you sampling Jay-Z? You were supposed to sample Selena for a single, for an album, after you haven't had an album since Cardi B's last album. Her last album came out in 2018. It's been almost a decade. We're closing in on a decade since your first album, and you're just now finally coming out with a second album. Why the hell is it not Trap Selena vibes? Like, why aren't you only doing... Like, I know that seems like you're closing yourself into the Hispanic lane, but I feel like you're opening yourself up broader to the hip hop lane because you're creating a zone for yourself that even if they shit on you for your regular music, like they can never do this thing that you do. Like there no like female rap artists, the rest of them are black. They're never going to be able to do like Hispanic fusion music better than you. Even Drake be trying to do that shit and it don't go. Like you, for an artist to like hop into like Afro beats or like stuff like that is really easy. Most artists can kind of like, you know, add an Afro beat like tinge to their music or get an Afro beat artist to feature on their music and it sounds really good. But that's because Black American people are already African. So adding African or Afro beats or like they're a different culture to their music or them having to switch up to sound more Afro beats, it's a closer jump, you know. But like having to go in from hip hop and all that kind of stuff and then having to jump it into like Hispanic fusion music, obviously those have African roots too, but because it's a whole complete different language, it's way more difficult, you know? And because the Hispanic culture and that like blockade of people is so large, like that's such a huge fan base. I don't even understand why Cardi would try to scrap in the dirt with the female hip hop artists to try to like scrabble up however many, you know, sales that she can get from the people who are female rap fans. Then if you jump into the Hispanic market, that's such a huge market that your sales would be like quadruple, if not more, than hip hop and female rap audience people who listen. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. I feel like logically, like I don't understand what's Cardi's like kind of like long-term game plan. This whole imaginary players thing too seems like it's some sort of like, I don't know, get back at Offset to be like, ooh yeah, and look, Jay-Z let me add a feature to his thing because I'm popping and you could never get like a Jay-Z sample cleared and shit like that. Like I don't know, it feels like some sort of like messaging that she's giving to somebody who's not us, because the rest of us are listening to the song and we're like, why would you do this? We have never in our lives asked Cardi B to rap. No one. We've asked Cardi B for a lot of things. We've asked her for plenty of things, but one thing we've never asked her to do is to rap. We've asked her to come out with music, sure, but we never use the word rap when we say music. So, like, bar for bar, just sitting down, we already know somebody else is writing your lyrics. We already know somebody else is coming up with the beat. Like, we already know the amount of effort that you have to put in for this song to be made is, like, literally the most minuscule part of the job to get done. So, it's kind of like, why not add some pizzazz? Why not add some entertainment value for us? Like, you shouldn't be trying to bar us up, because the thing is, someone else wrote those bars and you still can't say them that clearly. I don't understand. I really don't get it. Like, I don't know. Like, I saw some, like, kind of, like, stuff where people was, like, getting mad at about this new song and stuff. But I wasn't going to listen to her music anyway. Like, unless it came onto the radio or, like, you know, if I just fell onto it, I was going to hear it. But, like, without actually, like, going to look for it, like, I was never going to go to look for it. So when people were shitting on it, I was like, oh, they love to come for Cardi. They're going to say whatever this song is bad for the next week. And then in the week after that, everyone's going to be like, but low-key is kind of good. I don't know. I never joined the discourse about the Imaginary Player song with Cardi B because I was quiet because I was listening to it. Oh, yeah, I like this song. You know, like, people always, like, talk shit for, like, the beginning when no one's heard something to kind of try to discourage people from listening. And then once everyone kind of finally does listen, then everyone switches up, because then the people who actually didn't come there with a bias start listening and they're like, oh no, actually it's good. I don't know why everyone's saying it was bad, you know? So that's what I was thinking was going on. I was like, oh yeah, they're probably just talking shit about Cardi because that's what they like to do. Like, they don't got nothing better to do when it comes to Cardi. Like, they love to talk shit about Cardi. And also, the barbs is a heavy part about why Cardi gets so much hate too, because it's like, you know, they're going to be on your necks. Like, they're not going to let you, who is a rival of their queen, what's it called, have success, you know? So, like, they're going to try to, like, kind of shut down whatever Cardi got going on before it really even gets up and rolling. So I'm thinking, yeah, probably just barb slander. It's no big deal. When I finally hear the song, I'm sure it's not as bad as they're saying. Because say what you want about Cardi's music and the fact that she doesn't write it and the fact that she can't rap and the fact that she don't got bars and the fact that her English is very shaky and all the other stuff that you want to say about her. But her music be good. Like, at the end of the day gotta end. Like, when a Cardi song comes on, we all listen. Like, we all turn up. Like, we all start shaking ass. So it's kind of like, hey, you want to talk mess about Cardi, but the music be good. I don't care. So then that's what I was thinking was going on. Then just now, like, literally just now, I finally heard it. And I seen a comment. Like, someone was like, oh, yeah, why would Jay-Z let her do this or something like that? And I was like, oh, that's a Jay-Z song? Because obviously I'm not from that era. I don't know, like, samples. Like, a lot of times these samples be coming on and someone finally I finally see where the original came from. Like, oh, whole time. Like, I never even knew. Like, I didn't know. But so when people were saying that was a Jay-Z song, I was like, oh, Jay-Z song? Cardi did a Jay-Z song? Interesting. I can't see how she would remix a Jay-Z song to make it sound like the right type of tempo for her to rap on. I listened to the song. The shock. I was like, what? The tempo's slow. Why? Y'all was supposed to take the sample that Jay-Z sampled and speed that bitch up, add hella 808s, add some drums. Like, why the hell is she dead ass singing on a Jay-Z sample? Like, really, really actually trying to rap on a Jay-Z type beat. Like, no. Not Cardi, no. And then I'm listening to her bars and what she's talking about, and she's just talking shit, basically. She's just like, yeah, like, I buy big boy links and I take the links off and I buy this and I buy that and my money long, everybody know. She's just saying stuff like that. Like, she's just kind of like flexing on the song, and I'm just like, who want to listen to Cardi B slowly rap bad English about flexing money? Nobody. We don't want to hear this. We don't like it. It's not good. The song is bad. Like, I was just like listening to that song and I'm just kind of like, this the type of beat that you kind of want to hear a tragedy too. Like, you know how like in plays, it's either a comedy, a tragedy, and I think there's one other type. There's comedy, there's tragedy, and romance. So there's a romance, there's a tragedy, and there's comedy when you talk about plays. Rap is the same thing. You can't rap and like not decide what you're doing. It's either a comedy, a tragedy, or a romance. So you either rapping about your love life, you either rapping about something fun, comedy, like entertaining. That's the, like, I would include like bars about flexing and money and stuff like that with a comedy, because it's like fun, it's like energetic, you know. And then you have tragedy, where you telling us about your life and how your teacher told you would never be a rapper. How your teacher told you would never be a famous rapper, or how your mama was on Section 8 and couldn't get food stamps and you had to eat government cheese, you know, stuff like that. And this type of beat is a tragedy type beat, and Jay-Z is a tragedy type rapper. You know, he's more like on some like, we had to sell crack and I seen a nigga get killed and I went back and shot him too. And now everybody knows that I'm making big moves, but that's because I came from a long, hard place. And like, that's Jay-Z's type style, you know. He talks about like the underground world of being a hustler. Whereas Cardi is a comedy artist. She's the fun, we're turning up in the club, we're at the strip club. You literally used to be a stripper, so strip club anthems, like stuff like that. And then romance is for everybody. Anybody, a tragedy type artist can do romance, and a comedy type artist can do romance, because everybody has a love life, you know, and everybody wants to hear about artists' love life. Like, they always want to know what's going on with artists and their love life. Like, that's like kind of the main buzz in the news. And I'm just like, okay, well, you can give a romance type song a tragedy type feel. If the beat is tragedy, you can use a romance bars. You know, you can add romance bars to a tragedy beat. You can also add romance bars to a comedy beat. You cannot add comedy bars to a tragedy beat and not at least be really good at your craft. Like, you have to be super creative and super out there to be able to do something like that. But to go and add comedy bars to a tragedy beat when we've just watched your love life fall apart and you just got a divorce, why the fuck wouldn't you talk about romance on this tragedy beat? I don't even understand. So it's just like on every realm of the decisions Cardi's is making right now, I'm just like highly confused as to like what is the thought process, who's on the team. It seems like Culture and Wave are running the show. Like, and even they wouldn't approve this. I know Culture wouldn't have let this go. I'm like, is Blossom running the show? What's going on? Because this ain't it. This ain't it at all. At all. Because she really could have gone on that beat. And if she had done some, like, be careful with me shit, like, be careful with me, like, all that kind of stuff, it could have still gone. Like, we could have still been like, oh, wow, she took a Jay-Z beat and she just talked about, you know, her heartache and, like, how hard it is to have 3 kids and no dad and, like, how the divorce went and how she felt to need to get a divorce and things like that. Like, this was the type of beat where you're supposed to tell us about your life. Like, you're supposed to explain to us how hard it is to be Bellacles. Bellacles? Is it Bellacles, right? Bellacles? Bacardi? They should have just named Cardi B Bacardi because they named Hennessy. Like, it would have been better on theme. Yeah, Bellacles. You're supposed to talk to us about Bellacles on a Jay-Z beat. And you're also bringing up something old school back into modern day culture. Like, you really supposed to give us something where it's like, we learned something that we would have never learned about you. But that's the problem too. She always on live stream screaming and telling us about every single thing going on. Anyway, that it's like, do we really need a song to hear it? Like, to understand? No, because you're screaming at us every single day and telling us what's going on, regardless. So it's just like, damn, bro. Like, I don't even understand. I just want to hold Cardi's hand and just tell her, like, stop. Stop doing what you're doing. I'm tired. Go make a Trap Selena album where every song has a Hispanic sample. You shouldn't even be thinking about Jay-Z right now. Forget Jay-Z. Forget anybody with the name Sean shouldn't be in anybody's mouth right now. If his name is Sean, leave him where he's at. You need to be going and getting some, what's it called? Old Hispanic, like, grooves, like some classics, like the ones that all the Hispanic people know, like the minute they hear, like on some Premier Gaul shit for us. Like, you know, when you, as soon as you see, ta-da-da-da-da, you already know what song's on. You know, you already know, everyone stand up. Everyone stands up. So you need to go get whatever the Hispanic version of that is and start making samples and making songs with those beats. And make I would say like a 12-song album of just those songs. You name it, Trap Selena. You on the cover with the that like whole, you know. No, you got your face card. Got to give Selena. Go real simple. Like, remember that 2014 era Nicki Minaj where she popped out and she was wearing nothing. I mean, she was wearing like clothes and stuff, but she literally went black. Bust down 30-inch cute, like plain dress pieces, slick tuck, giving waist, all of that, and face card, just pure face card, nothing, no theatrics. Yeah, that's what your face needs to give. Now the rest of the set can give like you in the middle. You just need to bring back Selena, deadass. Like, wear some jeans and a white t-shirt. Like, really go back to the basics. Back to the basic, and have a mariachi band behind you. And somebody cooking carne asada. And then the last song on the album is a fuck you to Offset. And we're done. I'm telling you, the way Cardi B will never be discussed again in a bad light. Y'all, this gonna be the Grammy that you actually deserve if you did an album like that. That's gonna be, and every single song need to have visuals. Every single song. The budget, if you're wasting budget on Jay-Z samples, you have a budget for visuals. Cause all this like flexing on your yacht with diamonds and money all around you, like that shit's so played out. And also you're a woman. Like when men do stuff like that, it's kind of like, oh shit, he got money. Like, oh cool, da 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 da. Like, you know. But when women flex money too much, it kind of be boring after a while. Because it's like, women, we like to have money so that we could spend it on like stuff like, you know, not just jewelry and clothes. Like we like to spend it on like looking good, you know, household appliances, and like overall bringing the family unit together. Men are the one who like to have money just to have cars and jewelry and stuff. And why do men will have like to have money for that stuff? To attract women. So it's kind of like, why are you doing stuff that men would do to attract women for your already female audience? Like, that don't make sense. Like, I don't know. To me, like, her flexing on a yacht, it was kind of like, who are you flexing on, though? Like, we don't care. Like, a woman will watch you, woman per woman, if you're sitting on a yacht and you have money and all this kind of stuff, but a woman thinks that she's prettier than you, she's not going to care that you're on a yacht. Do you see what I'm trying to say a little bit? Like, I know it kind of is like a little bit, like I'm stretching it a little. But like, you have to have the men, you have to understand, like, you have to get it. Like, okay, like if a man is on a yacht with mad money and bitches and cars and jewelry and all that kind of stuff, and another man is watching him, but he's better looking than the ugly man with all the stuff on the yacht and stuff, he's not going to be still, like, his saving grace is not going to be that he's good looking. Because who cares? But if a woman sees an ugly woman with a bunch of money and da-da-da-da-da, her saving grace, I promise you, will be, I look better than her. She won't care. She'll just be like, yeah, she might have money, but she ugly. So it's kind of like, you're on a yacht. Not to say Cardi wasn't looking good on the yacht, though. Like, Cardi B is beautiful. But I'm just saying that, like, to try to flex money and stuff like that on us, when your audience is going to be mainly women anyway, we're going to more care, like, okay, what type of makeup did she wear? What was the outfits giving? And it was like, yeah, sure, she had some outfits in the video and stuff, but it was like, it was nothing crazy. It was nothing special. Like, you know, those were more like red carpet looks. You should have saved those outfits for the red carpet anyway. If she had went bare face, real plain, like body tee, face card giving, all that kind of stuff, then the girls would have been like, oh my God. One thing about Cardi, she wiped away all the theatrics and she still looks so good. That would have just been the whole conversation. Nobody would have even noticed that there was a lack of like no one's gonna look at a Cardi B video and she looks good, but then be like, oh, but where was the budget? And I feel like Cardi always like kind of leans towards that, where she always wants the big theatrics and the budget and we got this and that going on and stuff like that. And it's kind of like, for a female rap artist, I don't think that's what you should focus on. Because, for example, the biggest, bestest... I know it hurts Cardi that we're not allowed to mention her music career without bringing up Nicki, but at the end of the day got to end. Like, at the end of the day, we got to bring up Nicki. So let's bring her up right now. Where have you ever seen a Nicki video where the whole point of the video is just her flexing on us? Like, where she just is, like, draped out in jewels, money, cars, that kind of stuff, and that's the whole point. I'm waiting. No, there is none. Like, even Moment for Life, like, she's looking good, she's wearing a beautiful dress and she has a crown and stuff like that, but the bars aren't giving. Like, she'll always do one or the other. If the bars is her flexing too much, then the video will be like more just theatrical. If the bars is her being theatrical, then she'll flex on us in the video. Like, you have to have some like dichotomy, you know. You gotta give it, you gotta razzle and dazzle, sprinkle something. I don't know. I just feel very disappointed in Cardi after listening to this song and seeing the video. It was like, it's sometimes flexing gets boring, you know? You got to do that shit right. Speaking of Cardi, they also been dragging Tyla. Let's talk about Tyla for a second. They've been saying that Tyla, basically, what the girls are saying, basically what they saying is, Tyla came out with an EP, and the EP is not selling. Nobody's buying it. Nobody wants to listen to Tyla. Nobody wants to give her money, send funds quickly to South Africa. There's starving artists, right? And I just want to give my 2 cents on why I feel like Tyla is not making any money. I feel like Tyla's not making money because Tyla is too one-dimensional, okay? The problem with Tyla is that she's actually is as good as she thinks she is. Like, she is. Like, that's why I never get mad. Like, people be getting mad at Tyla and calling her, like, too cocky, too this, too that. But I'm just like, I feel like she's right, though. I feel like she's exactly who she says she is. Like, I feel like she can dance really well. She's super fit. She has a beautiful voice. She has a very fun personality. Like, she's that girl. Like, she can actually say the things she says and also, like, stand by it. Like, she has proof in her pudding, you know? You can tell that behind the scenes, before Tyla became popular, she put the work in, you know? So, but the thing about that is that's not what makes an artist popular. That's not what makes somebody want to listen to an artist. Like, you being talented is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, you actually being able to do what you tell us you can do is the tip of the iceberg. Because look at this. This whole time I've been talking about Cardi B, but Cardi can't rap. We've been talking about Cardi B's music this whole time. Cardi B can't rap. And that's the whole thing she's supposed to be selling to us. Her rap career. So it's like, if Cardi B can't rap, and she's still one of the highest selling female rappers out right now, what does it really take to be a popular artist and an artist that actually sells records? It's definitely not your talent. Like, what? So I feel like that's the problem with Tyla. It's like she relies so much on her talent that she thinks that that's going to carry, when it's like, this is a industry of smoke and mirrors. Nobody cares if you're actually talented, because at the end of the day, they can trick us into thinking anybody's talented. We can be easily fooled into thinking somebody's talented. Look at that white boy Ian, who just did that freestyle, and he was offbeat the whole time, and the whole bar didn't rhyme. And it still kind of was like, and it still went viral. It was popular. It still did what it needed to do. So it's kind of like, to have your kind of shtick and your claim to fame being your talent, that's so 2000s. No one cares about talent anymore. In this modern day where we can nip and tuck, we can edit and fix, we can, do camera angles and shaky this, and we have editors who are better than anything you've ever seen in this world. Like, we don't need you to be talented, Tyla. We need you to be interesting. And that's her problem. She's too one-dimensional. Every single time we see Tyla, she's just laughing, giggling, shaking her shoulders, telling, oh my God, they even have entire sectors of TikTok where people just mock Tyla. Like, people just be like, every time you ask Tyla a question.
Tyla, what do you think of World War III?
There's no party tricks. I'm just rocking it.
What type of books do you like to read?
You know, the boyfriends in their college. Ooh. Sometimes you just gotta grab it up.
Tyla, what's your guilty pleasure?
Coke. Ooh, not Coke. Coca-Cola. You can't be shy, boy. If you want something, you must come take it. What the heck?
Tyler, what do you think about the sad state of today's world?
Woo!
Yeah. Oh, when I saw the video of Katy Perry getting slimed, I'm like, oh gosh, not that. It's a cute little like drizzle, you know? Whew. Oh my word. And messaging me saying they love the song, and I was like, yeah!
Oh, Tyla, what's your opinion on World War III?
Ooh. My tigers. Are you a tiger? Are you a tiger? Guys, I don't have any party tricks. I'm just rocking there anyway. But
What type of books do you like to read?
like books that's like boyfriends in the college. Swing your hips bigger. Tarra. Yo, thank you guys. This is very heavy. So I was getting DMs and everything, and everyone was telling me that they loved the song, and I was like, hey! I'm in my hotel in a whole jacuzzi. Hey! We're just gonna graph it up.
Say that again?
To graph it up. So after that, you just gotta okay?
She'd be like, oh, I love Coke. Oh, not Coke, Coca-Cola. Like, Tyla has become like a caricature, you know? Like, she's created a brand new caricature for like a South African bimbo. That's the problem with Tyla. She gives real bimbo. She gives real like, I don't know which way's up and which way's down, but I'm ready to shake my shoulders and give you a cute twerk. And it's like, that's so cute though. When Tyla first came out and she was doing all that, I thought it was adorable. I was highly entertained by Tyla. I was like, oh my God, she can sing, she can dance, she's funny. Like, that's a fun personality, especially for someone who looks and gives as much as like Tyla does, where it's like, it's kind of intimidating to see someone whose body looks as amazing as hers does, whose face card is as T as hers, great, overall great physical features, very good voice, like in real life can actually sing. You know, a lot of people be faking being able to sing. She can sing in real life and also can dance. Like, that's actually a lot in one package, you know? That's why everyone was kind of like, oh my God, like she's kind of coming to replace Rihanna. She's coming to replace Rihanna. Finally, we have somebody. And it's kind of like, okay, but that was in the first 15 minutes. Your 15 minutes is over. We're now in minute 20. What else do you have going on? You know, like you ain't even make it a whole 30-minute TV show segment. Like, you're not even doing sitcom numbers right now. You're doing 15-minute on YouTube numbers right now. So it's like 15 minutes of fame on YouTube numbers right now. So it's like, it was cute at first for you to be fun and giggly and bubbly, where it was like, that brings the intimidation factor down of like, oh, okay, but she's actually a cool person. Like, she doesn't think that she's better than people just because she's beautiful and she's talented. She also is like a fun person to be around. That makes people gravitate towards you. So in the beginning, it was like, okay, that's cute. But then now after the first 15 minutes, it's kind of like, okay, but now what else do you have to give us? Like, you can't just be fun, giggly every time we ask you a serious question. I don't even know. Ha ha ha. Roll my R's. I'm South African. Like, how much longer are we going to listen to this? And it's like, the music could be as good as possible, but the people who always wanted to hate you in the beginning, but then had to shut up because the people who were intimidated by you, but then it ended up that you had a nice personality, liked you, so now they had to be quiet. They now are getting bored. So once they're bored, the people who always hated you from the beginning are now seeing their chance to shine. You know this like pattern in artists if you're on Twitter, because on Twitter this happens literally every single time. As soon as an artist starts to get flack for something, and it doesn't even have to be an artist, it could be an artist, an influencer, an actor, like, I guess we're all artists in a way, but as soon as somebody starts getting flack from their own community of like, this person did this, people start coming up on Twitter left, right, center. I've been waiting for this day. I never liked this person. This person always had a nudge on me. Remember when they did this? Da-da-da-da-da. So it's kind of like that moment is waiting for you. You have to stay 2 steps ahead. You can't be sitting around here thinking, okay, whew, it's over. I got them to like me. I was fun and bubbly, and I talked about Coke, but then I said, no, not Coke, Coca-Cola. Like, I got them to like me. That's going to work for 5 minutes max. You better have something else going on. Some examples I will use is like, for example, Cardi can't rely on her talent and stuff. So that's why in the beginning, she relied on her comedy, right? She was mad funny. Everybody thought Cardi B was the funniest bitch on Instagram for so long to get our attention, right? But then once it was time where people were like getting bored of her being funny, she understood that she couldn't be too funny too much longer. Like, she could still be funny, but she needed to add another layer to comedy in order to make us stick with her. So in the beginning, it was stripper. Then it was, so it was like, ooh, good. She could shake ass real good, right? Then it's like, okay, well, you can shake ass good, but there's plenty of bitches who can shake ass good. Why should we stay here and watch you shake ass? But, oh, she funny. She mad funny. Okay, she shake ass and she funny. So it's like, okay, she shake ass and she funny. Okay, she mad funny, but it's like, at this point, now we're starting to get into the realm of the internet where everybody funny. Like, okay, so you shake ass and you funny. Who cares? But, oh, she shake ass, she's funny, and she rap? Oh, wow, Bodak Yellow is a bop. Wow, so she shake ass, she funny, and she rap. Cool. That's like that's 3 things she could rotate from of like, okay, they're getting tired of me being funny. I'm gonna start rapping. Okay, they're getting tired of me rapping. I'm gonna start shaking ass. Okay, they're getting tired of me shaking ass. I'm gonna go back to comedy. Like, you know, she got a couple different things. Like, Cardi B got layers to her. And then remember, after she started rapping and people started getting tired of rapping, what did Cardi add? She started being a political advocate. She started standing up for, you know, broke people. She started being like, yeah, because when we was in the hood, things used to cost this much, and now they cost this much. And there's problems. There's real problems. We need to talk to a senator or something because the voting is good. So she started trying to be a political advocate after that. And although everybody thought she was illiterate, they still appreciated the fact that she was trying to use her voice to speak about things that most celebrities act like they don't go through, you know? She was actually trying to kind of be real with us. And that aspect of being an artist who eventually gets to their, like, I'm being real with my audience type thing is a very important aspect of longevity. If you don't do that eventually, like, you don't have to do it immediately, but if at some point or time you don't do that, you're dead in the water. You're never going to make it, you know? That's why Kanye's Kanye level, because he cried about his mama every chance he could get. So everybody started feeling bad for him because he told us about his car accident. He cried about his mom. Every single time Kanye started feeling like people not fucking with him, he expresses some sort of vulnerability to his audience about something he's going through. So it's like, if you're not willing to do that, eventually you fade into the water. That's why Beyonce kind of like faded into the abyss. It's kind of like she won't share anything. But it's like she becomes so iconic that as long as she's not constantly trying to sell us something and she only comes every couple of years, then we're not going to expect vulnerability from her. That's why Beyonce always has to go away, because if she doesn't go away, then eventually we're going to be like, okay, bitch, like, tell us something about your life. Like, we don't want to hear, we don't want to listen to music too much longer. So she has to wait a long period of time so we forget that she never told us anything about her life and then come back with music. So it's like, you have to understand how this stuff works, like, you know? Or like, who else? Jay-Z too. Like, he won't tell us shit about shit. And we know that he won't. But that's why he shuts the hell up. He don't And Rihanna, she stopped trying to be vulnerable. She went away. She was like, I know I can't be in their face too much. They're going to want to know stuff. You know? So it's like, that's the pattern of like, you need to have layers to your humanity. And the problem with Tyla is, all we know about Tyla is that she likes to drink Coke, Coca-Cola, and she can sing, and her body's steep. We don't know, and she's South African. We don't know nothing that is like gonna take her out of the 2D. She's real 2D right now. We need some 3D, 4D. She is funny, but she's not funny in a Cardi way where we could just sit there and listen to Tyla and laugh forever. Like, I feel like if Tyla went on live, after the first 5 minutes, I will probably clock out. Actually, no. I watched this one video of her giving a tour of her hotel room that they gave her for free one time, and it was actually kind of interesting. She is kind of entertaining, but not entertaining in a way where it's like, it's a special personality. So I feel like her thing is she's already kind of shown us her personality. We need something else. I'm like, what else could Tyla do to make us more interested in her? I feel like Tyla need to come out with a new talent. Like, I know she's already good at music and dance, but bitch, you're gonna have to do something else. I don't know. Because everything feels a little too... I think that's what the issue, too, that people have with Tyla is because it's already intimidating how naturally talented and beautiful she is, that it's like, it all seems too polished, you know? When it's too polished, it seems fake. Like, I feel like Tyla need to, like, you know, do something that's going to give... Tyla need to go to the village in South Africa, okay? She need to go to a village in South Africa and say, live with me in the village for a week. And do some shit where she's just like with broke people or something. Because they want to see her humbled so bad. And I hate that for her. Like, I hate that the whole reason that people don't like her is because she's like seemingly non-humble. But it's like, you could do humble things without being humbled. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to be humble to give people humbly, to seem humble to people, basically. Like, that's not the only way to seem humble, is to actually be humble. You could do things that show that you have grace for people who are humble, you know? Be around humble people and people will assume you're humble, even if you're not humble. So, I mean, I feel like that's what Tyla's missing or something, because I don't think the music is the problem. She's not making the music, you know? All she gotta do is sing it. She's not doing anything. And I think that's also the issue why people don't want to listen to Tyla's music, is because we already know that you have a very small part in the music making process of this. That's like, we need something else other than the fact that the music is going to be good to draw us to you. Because there's plenty of good music out there. So it's like, we already know the label's picking your songs, the label's making all this music, things like that. It's like, okay, but you specifically, Tyla, why should we want you to be popular? Like, why should we want that for you? You know? And I feel like she hasn't given us any real reason to feel that way yet. And so that's why her EP's flopping, in my opinion. I'm like, you gotta do... Because that's the other thing is, like, remember when Tyla... And a lot of people on TikTok, what they're saying the reason her EP is flopping is because she offended Black American people when she went on the Breakfast Club and they asked her about the whole colored comments and the South African thing. And then she turned around and she had her manager be like, we're not answering those questions, this, that, and the third. She like kind of had her label rep kind of speak up for her and instead of just answering and stuff.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean? Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too. I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I like that. That's good. That's even better. All right, Tyla.
Wasn't that bad, was it?
No.
Good?
I'm good. Why you guys?
We got some more
because the
label.
I want you to know this for other interviews, right? Okay. When they go in and they tell like the interviewers what to say and what not to say, this and that. That's what makes it awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. Are you awkward?
No.
I'm not awkward.
Mm-mm. You want to see all the questions they told us not to ask?
Yo, leave her alone, man. Stop it.
This one must leave the room.
Stop it. My goodness.
This one must go.
It's the worst ever working with him. I work with him every day.
Yeah.
Well, Tyla's album is
Much
out
success
right now.
to you, Tyla.
And I feel like that's where the one-dimensionalness of Tyla really stands out. Like, it doesn't seem like she's able to have any type of real conversation about anything real. And I'm not saying that the colored conversation has to be the conversation where she gets real, because at the end of the day, all artists have certain subjects that they just avoid, that they just won't talk about. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you won't see certain artists, most artists won't get too politically like out there, you know? Like, you're not going to see Nicki Minaj, for example, talking about politics too tough. Like she don't be getting on here like, no, and I'm tired of President Trump. That's more a Kanye thing. See, Kanye will get heavily into a political conversation with you, you know, but he won't too tough get into beef conversations with you. Like Kanye doesn't sit around beefing with people for too long. Like he will beef with you and be like, yeah, and I was mad that Drake did this, but he won't sit there and like cuss Drake for 30 minutes straight. But Nicki will sit there and cuss whoever for 30 minutes straight, but she then won't talk about politics with you. You see? But both of them show a level of understanding and intelligence and articulation that makes their audience mess with them more for being able to prove to us that they're able to hold a conversation. You know? So it's like, okay, maybe the conversation isn't particularly what you are interested in as a person, but it's like, you ain't no dummy. Like, you can hold a conversation. You can talk about things broader than just, you know, awards and like outfits and like stupid stuff, you know? Like, you can talk about stuff for a long period of time, you know? And I feel like Tyla, by avoiding speaking about the colored comments, she dug herself into a hole where it's like, okay, but you got to talk about something. And then she also doesn't make her own music. So it's not even like she's the type of artist who's so passionate about their music that that's the reason why they don't want to talk about, you know, political issues and like colored versus black and white and race issues and stuff like that.
When you just talk about practice, we sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice.
She doesn't want to talk about that because she's so in her artistry and she's so talented and understands every aspect of music creation that that's all she really likes to talk about. And it's like, if that was the case, I feel like Tyla would have still gotten grace from the black community. It would have been like, because there would have been black people who are also artists who are listening to her talk about art, who would have been like, I don't care if she doesn't talk about the whole race thing, because at the end of the day, she's teaching me a lot about art that I'm interested in. So who cares if she talks about race? Like, at the end of the day, she doesn't want to talk about it. She doesn't have to talk about it. I love her music. Plus, she's genuinely an artist that I'm inspired to learn from, you know? So it's like, okay, now we'll give you grace on that. But then on the other side, it's like, you don't know nothing about the art too. It's not like you sit there and are obsessed with art and stuff. Like, I deadass feel like if you sat there and try to get Tyla to talk about like, okay, so what was the process of making the song? How many, beats did you add to this? When you were singing, what tone did you use and why did you use that tone? What event happened in your life for make you make this song? Like, if we really started to get into the artistry of creating the music, I don't feel like Tyla could hold that conversation either. At least not in an interesting way, not in a way where you're like, oh my God, like I just learned so much about the music industry from Tyla. Where it's like, for example, someone like Nicki Minaj, who won't talk about politics too much. Like, you never see Nicki Minaj address the whole like light skins versus dark skin females in the female rap game and how hard it is to push through in the female rap game when you're dark and stuff like that. You never hear her kind of get into like racial type of conversations for real. But if you want to talk about the art and the craft and what it takes for in the music industry to make it and stuff like that, Nicki can give it to you A, B, C, D, every letter of the alphabet, talk about it upside down, right side up, twist it and reverse it. She could really break down to you what things are influenced from what era, tell you about the history of hip hop, things like that, and really explain it to you in a real articulate way, even if she refuses to talk about a different subject. So it's like, okay, now you give her grace for maybe being ignorant or wrong in a different subject, but it's because she can really be smart and intelligent and articulate in this subject. So I feel like with Tyla, she's never shown us anywhere where it's like, this is my area of expertise, and if you talk to me about this, you will see that I have a level of intelligence that can like really make you understand why I'm here, how I got to where I got, you know? Because, like, these artists will really dead try to convince us they're dumb. And I'm just like, how are you going to try to convince us you're dumb, but you're here right now? Like, you're in our face and you've gotten to this point. Clearly, you're not that dumb. Like, you know, no matter how dumb a person is, like, I'm sure they're all, like, 2 levels. Like, I'm not saying these people are, like, you know, rocket scientists or anything, but I'm just saying to a level, they're not dumb. They understand what it takes in life to get to where you want to get to. So it's like playing the dumb like card, it only works so long, because then after a while we're like, okay, bitch, now you're questioning my intelligence too by trying to convince me that you're dumb when I know you're not. You make money, you handle this, you handle that, you handle that. Like, clearly there's something here you must know that I don't, you know? And if you as an artist don't know how to show the audience what is the thing that you know that they don't, after a while it gets boring. Like, there's good music everywhere. There's beautiful women everywhere. There's women who are South African everywhere. Like, we have all the stuff that you're showing us right now everywhere. What is it about you that these attributes are like, it makes sense, like, why you're able to hold them? Like, you know, you have to give us that. You have to show us that at the end of the day. Like, for example, with Rihanna too, if you take her because since Tyla was supposed to be Rihanna's replacement, it's like Rihanna may not talk to you about like everything and like be so open and like show you how articulate and smart and this, that she is and stuff. But like, she'll give you like a different vibe every time you see her. So sometimes you see Rihanna and she's real stoic. She's real aggy. Like, don't talk to me, bitch, get out of my face. Da-da-da-da-da. Then another time you'll see Rihanna and she's the sweetest thing since honey. She literally is making the room light up. She's giggling. She's making everyone feel good about themselves. Da-da-da-da. Then another time you'll see Rihanna and she's cutting up. She's funny as shit. She's da-da-da-da. Then another time you'll see Rihanna and she's like more smoked out. She's like on some stoner type vibe. So it's like every time you see Rihanna, it's kind of like you don't know what to expect. So then because you're always just kind of waiting to see what's the vibe today with her, you're not really mad at her for past indiscretions, because today it seems like it's a new person anyway. And you're not expecting her to be overly articulate in any one subject, because like you don't know who you're kind of getting today, you know? And depending on who you're getting today, she'll give you that to its fullness, you know? Whereas like Tyla, you are always this giggly, laughy, bubbly, oh, my Coca-Cola type person, but then you don't have nothing to talk about to like give it a extra dimension to it. If you're never going to talk about anything and you're never going to be serious in this life, at least like change the vibe sometimes, you know? Sometimes be mad, sometimes be happy, sometimes be quiet, sometimes be humble, sometimes be cocky, sometimes, you know? Some days you see Rihanna, she acting mad humble. Another day you see Rihanna and she not playing with you hoes. She's who she says she is. So it's like that type of, and then the thing is too, she's like making waves and changing up the game in fashion. So you know, even if she won't like in-depthly talk to you about fashion, that she's very, very, very well versed in what it takes to be fashionably like on top, you know? But it's like, Tyla, what are you giving us fashionably? Tyla is not making no moves fashionably that anybody's following, because her body type is too hard to achieve for any fashion thing that she does to be broad. Okay? Like, the problem with Tyla is like that physique is very 12-year-old coded. Like, most people, once they leave like the age range of like 11 to 14, their body never looks like Tyla's again. So it's like anything Tyla wears, unless you're a little ass kid, you're not going to be looking at Tyla and like, ooh, I'm trying to wear that, because you know you can't. You don't look like that. Whereas Rihanna, because she's like longer and she has more of like a womanly physique, you will look at her outfits and want to copy it. Like, there will be a broader range of people who feel like they can pull off a Rihanna type of look or change it in a way where their body type will kind of make it look nice, that they will appreciate Rihanna's fashion, where they will not with Tyla. Tyla's fashion is her skin. Her body is the fashion. The clothes she wears on top of her body is not really that important as her actual physique. Her physique matters way more than what Tyla can come out wearing a white t-shirt. Did she even do that before? Like a wet white shirt or some shit like that? I don't know. But like, and it's the fact that her body looks the way it looks that matters. It doesn't matter what she's wearing. Now, this is a lot to digest for you, Tyla. And I don't know what the solution is. I feel like the solution is, Tyla, you need to sit down and read a book. Okay? You need to read something. I don't care what the book is about. Read something and come and talk to us about it. Because talking to us about Coca-Cola and Katy Perry and South African accent. Time's up. Can't you tell that we're clocking on business? Like, you hear that? There's nothing left in the drink. We're sucking on straw. There's nothing left. You need to go read a book. Like, I feel like the worst mistake she ever made was not answering that colored question, whether she did well or not. She could have answered in the most racist way possible and still been popular today. But it's the fact that she didn't answer is the problem. Because look at Doja Cat. Doja Cat always doing problematic stuff. She's always saying racist stuff. She's always cussing out her fans. She be beefing with people all the time. She's so anti. And it's like, you can't even say what she's anti for. She's anti everything. And yet she still sells, like, she's one of the best-selling artists out right now. You don't have to have the correct answer in order to get through in this industry. You just need to have an answer. In that moment when they asked her about the color question, she should have just been like, honestly, I'm mad confused. Maybe you guys could shed more light. I'm actually glad you're bringing up this comment, Charlamagne, because maybe you can explain to me kind of what's going on, because as you know, I'm from Africa. So I'm willing to learn, but I actually don't know. Because in South Africa, we say colored, but I'm like, wait, what? Like, then people start getting mad at me. So I'm a little bit confused. And then if she had taken that moment to let them kind of spit to her and explain stuff to her and da-da-da-da, then it would have been like, okay, like, she might not be, like, knowledgeable about stuff, but, like, she's willing to, like, take lessons from us. People love that. People love when they think that they taught you something. One of the best methods I get through life is letting people think they teaching me stuff. I do that shit every single day. That shit works like a charm. You let someone think they taught you something, I swear to God, they'll love you for life. Just because they feel like they're better than you. Just for that one thing. For the rest of their life, no matter what you do that is something that they wish they had, they're always going to hold on to that fact. But she didn't know that before I taught her that. They're always going to hold on to that. They're always going to love the fact that they taught you something. So it's like, let people teach you something if you don't have the answer where you think is correct. So in that moment, instead of turning back and acting like she couldn't answer the question for herself, she should have just asked, like, actually, I'm confused too. I'm genuinely as equally as you guys are upset with me, I'm upset with y'all for not just telling me, because I'm lost. That's so easy to do. Or she could have been like, okay, well, I say colored because my mom, parents, and da-da-da-da. Like, she could have genuinely just broke it down. Like, this is why I said colored, and I'm sticking to it. When you stand on business, when you are the type of person who don't give a fuck if people like you or not, people love that. Look at how many times has Kanye said the most, like, outrageous things, but stood on it. And it's like, what can you do at that point? Every day Trump walks out of the White House and chooses violence. He says anything, but then he stands on it. And then we don't know what to do after that. We're just quiet. We're like, I guess he said that, but, like, what are we supposed to do now? Da-da-da. Is he done or is he canceled? But he's president. We already voted him in. What can we do? Da-da-da. Like, we don't know what to do. People appreciate someone who, even if they're ignorant, are honest. Look at E. Kane. E. Kane every single day say some wild stuff, but she don't care. She'll come back on the internet tomorrow and say something equally as wild. You think she couldn't have topped it yesterday? She got something new for your ass today. Like, that's what Tyla should have done. She should have either went the rage bait version of like super anti fuck all y'all just for the attention, or she should have went the other way of super really trying to educate the people and explain that the African diaspora is strong and we're trying to stand together and I'm here to represent Africans and da-da-da-da. She should have went one or the other, but she should have stood on whichever one she was picking instead of backtracking and then looking back and trying to ask people, telling people to answer questions for her and da-da-da-da. That makes you seem weak. And weakness is the worst sign you can have in this industry. Like, you can't show no signs of weakness. And that's where she messed up. She showed a sign of weakness. And as soon as people saw that weakness, they're like, bitch, we ain't buying your album. Bitch, that's why you about to flop. And the Africans aren't enough of a fan base for you to not flop. That's the thing. That's the problem. Like, a lot of people don't know this, but like, when people in Africa buy stuff from you, the market considers it less valuable than American dollar. So even if you get like the equal amount of technical, real physical people in Africa to like stream your stuff or to buy your stuff, they will never count it the same as they count it with as Americans or Europeans doing it. It doesn't count. Even YouTube views, you get paid less on the dollar if your viewership is not American or European. So it's like, boo, you need these people to have some sort of engagement with you, like whether you piss them off or you make them very happy. Just something. Shake the table. I don't know.